Hi, welcome everybody. I'm Cold Frost with Cold Frost Commentary. I'm just here to talk about old shows, new shows, and what I think about them. Generally stuff I like. Um, Mostly old shows. If I find a new show that I like, I'll probably talk about that too. But today it's Frasier Friday. Frasier is a sitcom that started in the early '90s. I grew up with it when I was in middle school. After it had stopped airing, um, but I fell in love with it then. I'm still in love with it now. It's one of my favorite sitcoms, and I just wanted to talk about it and discuss it. Go through the whole series again. I used to go through it maybe once or twice every year because I'm insane. And I just a long time ago was I cut the cable when I was 18. And I was like 11. Oh, good God, 12 years ago. Um, After I cut the cable, I just watched stuff that was on streaming services, and back then it was just a lot of old stuff. And so Frasier was one of my go-tos, and we're gonna go through more go-tos that I have. But Frasier's great. We're gonna go for the first episode, which is the classic, "The Good Son," and it's called "The Good Son." There's that line comes up once by John Mahoney. May he rest in peace. He was a great actor, and uh, him as Martin Crane was just so good. Very well exemplified that like the foil to Frasier, because Frasier is, if you ever watch Cheers, this is actually a spinoff of the show Cheers. Not as big of a fan of Cheers. Brother, huge fan of Cheers, but and he's even younger than me, but he was not a big fan of Frasier. I'm a big fan of Frasier, not the greatest fan of Cheers. I mean, let me tell you, dear God, the some of the fashion in Cheers is hard to get past, and that may sound weird, but I don't know what women were thinking with giant shoulder pads in their clothing and all the frills and the greens. Way too many, and I like green. Green is a nice color in like houses and stuff. It's a nice, very warm color, but on clothing, ugh, what were people thinking? Anyway, that was way off topic. So it's actually a spinoff. So Cheers, of course, set in Boston in the Cheers bar, and they wanted to. The creators of the show got a green light to make any show they wanted with Kelsey, and they originally Kelsey was like, "Oh, so we're gonna do a different show," and they started talking about it, and they were like, "No, let's keep with the Frasier character, but we're gonna go exactly the other side of the country from Boston, Seattle, and we're gonna just follow Frasier going back home in his life, and it's very interesting. And then this whole first episode is supposed to set up what what the whole show will be. It encapsulates the quintessential quirks of the character, so you know what you're gonna be hanging with from the beginning. Frasier is very effete, very highbrow. Like, ho ho, I am so hoity-toity, and his brother is to the nth degree way more. Who's who's played by David Hyde Pierce, and they've the reason he got the job as Frasier's brother is because the casting director saw him in a different show where he kept playing. He played a character. Then the sitcom failed, like after a couple episodes. But he played this character that kept trying to kill himself in different ways, and that's and he was like, "Oh, he looks just like Kelsey Grammer, so let's put him on there," and that's how he got the job. He plays Frasier's brother, very great character. Then of course you got Daphne Moon, who is the physical therapist, but also kind of the maid. A weird kind of position, and it's brought up as a joke several times when they're like, "Oh yeah, she's the help," and she goes, "No, I'm not. I just do this because I'm helpful. I'm a physical therapist. What are you talking about?" And then, of course, you have Roz, played by Carrie Gilpin. I'm going to forget. I always forget Daphne Moon's actress, even though she's very attractive and very British. but you got Roz played by Perry Gilpin, and she's basically the what would be the quintessential, like, at the time, '90s guy character of, look at me, I get all the ladies, but it's a woman and she gets all the dudes, which uh, I'm not the biggest fan of that, but I like her as a character. She has a lot of good arcs and stuff. I just feel like what they were very much trying to do, like a deconstruction of that male trope, and for a woman, it doesn't work as well, I think. And but I will say it very accurately reflects what happened a lot in the '90s with the with women at the time, where they were trying to take back their power by sleeping around with a bunch of men. Um, which, hey, if it's what you want to do, it's what you want to do. I'm just saying that it as a storytelling device, I don't think it's as interesting, but her character in general, very interesting. Um, and then that's it for all the seen cast. Then you have the unseen cast, which is Maris, Niles' wife, and Niles' wife is never ever seen on camera, which I believe is the same with Cheers, which you never see Norm's wife either. And the the real reason why you never see Maris on camera is because they keep describing her, and if they and the descriptions that they give of her, like, oh yeah, her ideal weight of uh like 2 digits, and Frasier comments, and that's when they're spoiler alert, when they're going through a marriage crisis, Maris and Niles, and Frasier comments on, well, no one can weigh that and live, and like all the comments that you get, uh, it's you could not show a person like that on camera because person doesn't exist. That's too farcical. Well, the show's very good, and we're going to start with watching it here. I'm going to comment as we go along, and as you can see, my cat's in the background messing with something. I don't know what, but this part here is going to be the YouTube part. The rest is going to be on Rumble, where I actually watch and comment on it, because I just don't want to get a copyright strike from YouTube, even though it's a fair use commentary. So we're going to do that, and if you like what you see, you can like, comment, subscribe, and then on Rumble, of course, hit the plus or fist depending on which thing you're using for Rumble, because it's different on the app than it is on the computer. But yeah, let's get